to the 2012 season debut of High School Lowdown. For Ernest Boker and Jeff Bird, I'm Steve Wilson. Well, PCA will be traveling to Union Christian, and I think you described Union Christian best when you saw them last year.
Yeah, they were not a good team, to put it bluntly, and they haven't been a good team since they came into the MAIS a couple of years ago. They've won 2 games in 3 years. Last year they scored 1 touchdown in their first 10 games. Yeah, Porter's Chapel beat them 56-0 last year, and it wasn't even that close, to be honest with you. They scored 7 touchdowns on 14 offensive snaps. So everything indicates Union Christian might be a little better this year. I'm talking to Coach Wade Patrick, but PCA should still have an easy time, it seems like.
Well, the good news for PCA is Jonah Masterson's finally healthy. His brother Josh is finally healthy. And it just seemed like last year they were snake bit with the injuries. Right,
and it started early. It started in their 3rd game last year. Linebacker Rich Murphy also coming back from a torn ACL this year. Jonah Masterson had a torn rotator cuff in his shoulder. A couple other guys were lost for the year in the 3rd or 4th game, and after that they really started to free fall. They lost, or they won their first 3 in their games of the season, then lost 6 of their last 9. So you can kind of see we're getting healthy, and getting some of those guys back for another year really ought to help them this year.
Well, I'm sure Wade Patrick would like to avoid a coaches meeting where he's trying to say, I wonder who can play tackle, I wonder who can play guard.
Right, and that's another problem is that you know, small school like that, you lose 1 guy, you're really losing 2 or 3 guys because you have to move people around.
Well, it's time for the annual Red Carpet Bowl, and the opener is going to be Vicksburg and Pearl, and Vicksburg's got a new coach, new offense. Pearl's losing a bunch.
Yes, they lost their best wide receiver. They lost their best lineman. They do have a safety back who will also be a quarterback named Evan Osborne, and he's a commit to Southern Miss. So they do have something back. And plus, they won 8 games last year.
Well, I think one key for the Gators is going to be their tempo. In practice, they don't take a lot of breaks. It's no huddle. It's fast and furious. Do you feel like that's going to be a big key in their favor?
Yes, I do, because like I said, when I saw them in the spring game, they had different formations. They ran the ball some, a lot, and they ran the passing game some. So it's a good mix of the new offense.
Well, I got a chance to talk to Coach DeVaris Johnson about his offense and how unique it is and where it came from. And here's a little bit of my conversation with him.
Okay. In a traditional wing tee, you have what's called a 100 formation and a 900 formation. For today, I'm going to draw the 100 formation. In the 100 formation, in the traditional wing tee, you have a fullback, a tailback, an X-split receiver, a wing back, and a tight end. All right. In this, the wing tee is designed to create angles on the offense. On the defense. And with the buck sweep, it's a play that's designed to attack or outflank the defense at the POA, which stands for point of attack. I'll draw up a traditional even front, 8-man front defense that I commonly see when we in our 100 formation. As you see in the buck sweep, it's the the wing tee gives you different elements. You have the element of misdirection and the element of power run. So with with the buck sweep, it has both of those runs, both of those elements incorporated into one run.
Well, St. Al will be hitting the road, and they'll be taking on Catholic rival Madison St. Joe, and talking with Coach B.J. Smithhart. He feels like the most important thing for his young team is to get off to a good start early.
All right, that won't be easy. Madison St. Joe went 12-2 last year, made it to the Class 2A quarterfinals. So St. Al's got a tall order ahead of them. Some young guys for St. Al coming in. The quarterback and running back situations is a little unsettled. So they're going to be kind of finding their footing and having to hit the ground running against a really good team this week.
Well, in the nightcap of the Red Carpet Bowl, Warren Central will be hosting Brandon. And Brandon's a team that last year kind of surprised some folks and has got a lot coming back from that team.
Yes, Josh Morgan told me they have a lot of numbers. You know, if you saw them last year, they brought out 105 players, and a lot of them were 40 to 45 linemen, and they just physically manhandled Vicksburg. Josh is concerned about that, but he said one of the point of emphasis they had this spring was to bring back the physicality of that football team, and they feel like they've addressed that.
Thanks for tuning in to the 2012 debut of High School Lowdown. For Ernest Boker and Jeff Bird, I'm Steve Wilson. And be sure to check out all the happenings on VicksburgPost.com. And we do have a Twitter feed for scoring updates. That's Vicks Post Sports, and that's VIX. And thanks for tuning in, and see you again next time.